This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and the CGB, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but it stands for CovertGoBlue. And we are going blue today. Yes, indeed. Big blue. Mono blue, a mono blue kind of ramp, kind of control, way over the top deck, using a few cards from the new set that make a big difference. The first of these, and possibly most important, is Spell Satchel. Spell Satchel is 2 mana for an artifact, Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, put a book counter on the satchel, and then you tap that to add a colorless mana, and then 3 and a tap, and remove 3 book counters, you draw a card. You also have to remove a book counter to make the colorless mana. So I'm pretty dismissive of this card in most decks, nearly every deck. It takes a lot of spells in your deck to consistently power up the satchel and make it worth playing, especially since on turn 2, like a 2 mana rock is not something that you see in standard very much anymore, though. And we did have to see if we could find a way to make it relevant, to make it good. And this deck, I think, did a good job of that. The extra mana is essential because we're ramping up to an end game that features some of my favorite and probably your favorite finishers in the game. Shark Typhoon, 4x. Alrund's Epiphany, 4x. Ugin, the Spirit Dragon, 3x. Ramping up into an Ugin is one way that you can beat a board that's been cluttered by ultimatums. It also beats mono white. Anybody can fold to an Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Winota has a hard time with it. So if you get there, you can win. So that's the deck's whole plan. We're going to stall, we're going to ramp, and we're going to try to get to Ugin. Doing that in mono blue with no green is a little bit harder, but we still have a lot of tools. So one of the really fun tools is multiple choice. Bounce spells in general. This deck does a lot of bouncing to make sure that we just get to Ugin. But multiple choice is X in a blue. If the X is 1, you scry 1 and draw a card. If the X is 2, you choose a player and they return a creature of their choice to the owner's hand. Neither of those modes are particularly great. You'll play them sometimes because you need a counter on your satchel or because it's the right thing. If X is 3, you make a 4/4. So you can 4 mana make a 4/4. Still not great. But where it kicks into gear, if X is 4 or more, you do all of the above. So only when you pay 5 or more for multiple choice, you get to scry 1 and draw, you get to bounce a thing, you get a 4/4. That is a really good speed bump, and it occupies a spot in the curve that's risky, the 5 mana spot. There are going to be plenty of games where we get to open well. Maybe we play a Spell Satchel, maybe we play a Relic, but then on turn 5, what do we do to catch up? Multiple choice is a really good stopgap, and it ramps us from that 5 mana by putting a counter on the satchel up to the potential 6 or 7 the next turn to start doing the very, very powerful things that the deck can do. Divide by Zero, you've seen in a few of my videos, but even more bouncing and very essentially spell bouncing in this particular deck to hold off ultimatums and zenith flares and let you do what you need to do. It's crucial for hitting land drops, fetching environmental sciences. It's also crucial for drawing cards with Teachings of the Archaic by keeping the opponent's hand full and emptying yours. So Divide by Zero once again makes an appearance. The rest of the deck, we've got 4 Into the Royals. I told you we were bouncy. And we have one-ofs of a variety of counter spells so that we can stop the opponent at key spots along the way. Test of Talents, Negate, Jawari Disruption, Essence Scatter, Disdainful Stroke. I'm not sure what the right mix of any of it is. We're just running one of each so that the opponent doesn't know quite what to expect. But take some extra turns, get to Ugin, take over the game. That's about all we need to do. Also some one-ofs in the mana base, because none of these are essential very often, but when they are, you feel it. 1 Crawling Barrens, 1 Field of Ruin, 1 Bibliopalex, 2 Castle Vantress, and in that sideboard for the Learn board, for Divide by Zero, we also have a Mascot Exhibition, an Introduction to Annihilation to kill a pesky permanent, and 2 Introductions to Prophecy to help us find the right cards in the right places. Today's video is dedicated to Delaney Manders. Delaney, thank you for becoming a top tier on my Patreon and getting that express push to the top of the queue to get a video dedicated to you. In your honor, I get to dedicate one of my favorite cards from the new set today that I've been using so much. That is Divide by Zero. No, I don't. I always forget this. I have to do the Mastery Pass to get it. How about Test of Talents? Can we get that one? Yes, we can. Boom. Test of Talents. for Mr. Manders. And thank you again so much for the support. Now it's time. If you guys also want reflections on the deck, what I would change and what the good and bad matchups are, the final notes, make sure you stay till the end. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. So, it is Black Screen of Death Day. Just about anything that happens ends up in a waiting screen or a black screen with Arena doing absolutely nothing. So, we're going to try to make some content. The streak is definitely in jeopardy because apparently Wizards can make $45 million last year and can't put any of it into server infrastructure. They literally just can't do that. All right. Let's go. So, those of you who are just going to call me whiny or something, you're not going to see, like, all the restarting of the client and things like that I have to do after every single game and every single time I look at a deck, like, open anything, because all that's going to be cut out. So you don't know the pain. You really don't know the pain. Just trust me, it's there. Just trust me. This hand is sweet. I think. Oh, here's where Mono Red's been hiding. Okay. Well, let's get the satchel down. And then figure out whether or not we're taking 3 points next turn from Seagate Restoration. I would prefer to draw a land that didn't hurt me. Will not happen. On the bright side, we drew another satchel, so we're going to have a lot of mana quickly. But our opponent's probably just going to Bone Crush us and then Bone Crush us again. It's possible I should have just had Test of Talents there. But now we get to divide by 0, which hurts, but we're going to heal. We're going to get some of it back because we get to fetch the Sciences, and the Sciences gets to fetch another land so that we don't miss our land drop, which is crucial. We're going to need them all to overcome Mono Red. Burn in hell, Mono Red. I hate you forever. I build this deck because I'm not playing much Mono Red, and then as soon as I grab it, this is what happens. Alright, Epiphany. Still not there, though. We gotta do this. And this. And this. Grab this. And pass the turn. We've got a Test of Talents open. Would you like to play something I can get? $14. Nice. I don't need to look at a mono red deck to know. All right. They actually have something called Scorching Dragonfire, which is a little different, and they have Shock instead of Frostbite, which is better against us. And does their deck have any big brain moments? An Embrace Shieldbreaker. Okay. 2. It's kind of weird. Wonder what they're so worried about. I bet it's Spell Satchel. All right, they have the Embercleave, so we need to Into the Royal them. Let's go ahead and play the Epiphany first. Oh, wait, hold on. If we Into the Royal, bounce their Annex, can we also make a Shark? We can make a 3/3 Shark, but they can just Dragonfire or Shock it, but then they can't also Embercleave, right? They have 5. 5/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they still can. All right. God, I needed... If I had one more land. So let's play the Epiphany. Because if I have one more land, then I can use Into the Royal and cast a Shark Typhoon. Well, that's not bad either. So I guess we're probably going to cycle a Shark Typhoon. Are there tap lands in my deck? I guess there's a Jwari Disruption. So we want to pay 4 to do that. I guess we'll cycle for a Shark now. and see if we hit a tap land. Okay, untapped land, pass turn. We got some blockers of the 1/1 avian variety. Our opponent has the attacks. We'll go with a block here, a block here, a block here. Where are you gonna put your Embercleave, buddy? Attach it to Fervent Champion, cool. That's not so much damage then. They'll probably just replay the Annex, which is going to make Ugin juicy. Multiple choice, that's fun. Roar! Get him! Suck it, Mono Red. I'm gonna get rid of the Embercleave too. They can shock or Dragonfire away the Ugin, but I want them to have nothing left of that board. Faceless frickin' Haven, huh? What a master. Alright. Alrighty then. Are we Shark Typhooning? Yes. Darn it! Auto tapper, why? Go in face, huh? Alright, I was supposed to leave up mana for the Essence Scatter, but I guess we'll just foretell the Epiphany then. And hope we don't die. Although I'm not sure what would do it. It's... Okay. They're going to abuse me with land. Classic Mono Red. All right, if X is for... Where you going? What, you mad? The heck? I hadn't killed you yet. We were gonna do something cool where you can pay multiple choice for as much as you want to. So we were gonna just pound all the mana into it, and it would just make the 4/4 and do the bounce thing and scry one and draw. It doesn't do anything multiple times, but it makes a bigger shark. Stan the man? Please, everybody knows it's Dan the man. Not sure quite what I'm getting into here, but I'm gonna hope it turns out well. Like, this is a lot of top end, so we just need to get there. Alright, I'm gonna foretell this. Because I really want to play this on 6, this on 7, this on 8. So from here on, we're just focused on hitting land drops. Alright, the opponent is Snarlin. And Witherbloom Apprentice is here. Land. Bingo. Excellent. Alright, put this back in your hand. You're gonna have to try that again. Get me the lands via environmental sciences. Which, not a land off the top, but we can hold the divide by 0. Let's keep this going. And we'll use Glimpse of Freedom, but we want to make our opponent think about the plays here for a second. I really need a spell satchel. Like, some kind of ramp would be really nice, because our opponent is doing it. And this deck doesn't give you much time when the Witch gets cooking. Alright, 5th land. There's a satchel. Let's get it down. Divide by 0, Witherbloom Apprentice. Make you use some mana. Get another Sciences. Alright, will we be able to pull the lands we need? We can start the Epiphany train, They go double apprentice, and okay, the opponent's moved all in. We have to get to Ugin here. Land off the top, nice. All right, Epiphany. We've got this. We can go environmental sciences. Go get the land. Hit the land drop. Epiphany. Smash. There is an argument for not attacking at all and not letting the opponent learn, but I think as long as we get to Ugin, it's not going to matter. We'll see if I turn out wrong. Containment breach. No! My satchel! How could you? Roar! Forgot about Ugin, everybody did. Until their big boards get swept away. Is Disdainful Stroke good? They might not even play anything that costs more than 3. They might have Toski, but that can't be countered. Yeah, Disdainful Stroke might actually be on 0 targets here. I'm gonna kill this pest. They're gonna play Plum. Aren't you? You were all set up for such a glorious turn, and then Ugin. Well, now that they used a containment breach and they don't have another learn in the bank, let's get the Typhoon started. Yep, twitchy twitch. Pest summoning, yep. Ugin's got this. I think there's probably a Plum here, but we still do this. We do this before we play the second Shark Typhoon. Heartless Act, love it. Good game. No! Oh! We were going to make so many sharks. It was going to be so glorious. Camper King. I know Camper King. Used to watch my stream. Don't know what happened. But, okay, so that's... I'll touch on that really quick, because Camper King reminded me of this. But it is a fact. If you're streaming, one of the hardest things about streaming is eventually you realize that everybody moves on. There are so many people that have hung out in my stream for like a good part of a year, every day, and then one day they're gone. And you never really know what happens. And I'm glad I entertained you for a little while. And I know that eventually life will go on for all of you. And you don't have time for the videos. And that's sad. And I miss you guys. I miss you, Camper King. But I'm sure you're on to better, interesting, and awesome stuff. Because as a member of this dojo, you will take the things you have learned and you will go forth and you will battle. And you will slay life itself. That sounds terrible, but you know what I mean. You're gonna crush it out there, and I miss you. All right, spell Satchel. Now we need the opponent to go for a creature, like, I don't know, a dragon, perhaps. Okay, opponent will not do it. And we also need to be careful about not trying to play our Epiphany too soon. This is a very weird spot. Doing nothing. Okay. Very weird. We're trying to wait till we can do something with negate backup. Okay, that's a negatable thing. I just want to charge my satchel. Now we've got some mana. I don't know if that was really the play, but we're going to go for this Essence Scatter now. I feel like I might be getting played. Like the opponent might hit me with a counter spell here, but we're going anyway. We gotta do it somehow, though, and we got rid of the treasure. Is this where we get dragon? Yeah. So let's see how good this hand is. It's got no lands. Nothing but awesome spells. You know, this is an interesting play. No point in paying the kicker cost, because once this treasure is gone, it can be sacrificed in response, so we wouldn't draw the card anyway. And once it's gone, there's no mana available for the opponent to stop Alrund's Epiphany into Ugin. Alright, so now we skip this phase and clear the mana pool. Then we play this Epiphany. We untap, we play this land, we attack with birdies. Now, I am concerned. I will play this. I will exile this dragon, and my opponent will just play another dragon. So maybe the right play is to take yet another turn. And then try to put the dragon behind the flock of birds. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 1, 2. Not enough to activate the Biblioplex. This is an interesting way to go, but I don't want to just die to the second dragon and find myself with nothing. We also may want to Biblioplex on the upkeep. One block because any kind of removal spell blows out a multi-block. This is probably where our opponent has Alrund's Epiphany. No, not yet. Frostbite. That's just 2 points, though, because they don't have enough snow permanents. Did they recognize that? Okay. That's a lot of Frostbite. A Brazen Borrower. Alright, no more Biblioplex on upkeep. This is all very strange. I think they thought this was 3 damage, and it's not, because too many pathways. Shuffler's fine. You should have kept watching the stream, Camper King. You would know that. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. That's some trash talk. On the bright side for the opponent, I can't minus the Ugin to get rid of the dragon now, even if I want to. Camper King. It is dawning upon him. It is dawning upon him that this will be on YouTube, and the world will know of this folly. It's sinking in. The sadness, the pain. And now the rope has come. Of course, there's also a lot of issues on the server. People are getting disconnected and then getting black screens. So it's really hard to make a video today, and I'm trying not to be whiny about it and push through making content for you. It's definitely affecting my day. I'm deeply frustrated with the server today. Maybe someday Wizards will, I don't know, realize that they're making a lot of money and invest in making MTG Arena the digital client of the future. But it will not be this day. Today we have black screens and timeouts. I don't... Come on, man. Come on. I don't want to lose you. This is a good game. We're having a proper battle here. All right. All right, you're back. Divide by 0. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's try dividing your dragon by 0 after we play the satchel. You get a little treasure. Young creature goes back to hand. All right. Do we take the Introduction to Prophecy? Do we take the Teachings because it just straight draws 2 cards here? Do we take the Mascot Exhibition because it makes some blockers? I'm going to go with Teachings. Let's make some colorless here because we might need our blue mana. It's not... Yeah, we'll do it with this one. The opponent can still flash in a Borrower, so we have to watch out for that too. Okay. We can play this and then play the Relic. I think we do it. We're going to need a lot of mana to power the engine. All right, Ugin shoots face. Birds no ataxies. Dragon is back. Dragon attack. Dragon chump. Hello. But will they have a Saw It Coming? Maybe. Let's find out. Hold on to your butts. Yay! All right, did it. Attack with 2 birds. Bolt face. Castle Vantress. And yeah, just lethal next turn. Attack with 4 birds, bolt face. If they didn't have an interactive spell, it's over. They could have flashed in the Borrower actually to block, but I understand if you wish to play no longer. Yorion. Okay, this should be the kind of matchup that can get interesting. We have a lot of ramp. We'll see if the opponent blows it up. We're on the draw. That's really bad, but we do our best. Like, if our opponent goes Wolf Willow Haven Binding, we're in huge trouble. But we'll see what we can do. We do have to draw some counters, but the extra turns can definitely take over the game. Okay, mana open for the opponent. We'll go for the Satchel. They don't know what to make of this. What? It does what? Okay, they must have had like Jwari Disruption. So we know to try to play around that a little bit now. Because what else would hold priority there? Alright, we can outramp it probably. Would be nice to draw into a couple of counter spells. We'll see if we can get there. It does feel like they have Binding, but Binding just takes out the Satchel. And then we can bounce the Binding and make them play it again. That's a play. That's a play right there, guys. Now I don't want to give them another shot at it. I'll wait till they... No, I don't want them to ramp, though, either. So that's kind of tricky. Because if I give them another shot at it, they might blow up the Satchel. But if they spend their whole turn doing that, I'm fine with it, right? I'm fine with it. Oh, that's not bad. Though I'd prefer to use it on an ultimatum. Yeah. I'd prefer to use it on an ultimatum. So let's foretell and hold the stroke for the ultimatum. You get a do-over on that Binding play if you like. There you go. There you go. No, don't target the Relic again. Don't target the Relic again. Don't do it. Like, no, the content would be too insane. Oh my gosh, they're actually considering it. Okay, good job. Good job. You found the target. You found the target. We're all very proud of you. All right, let's take another turn. Let's start the clock here. We got to beat the opponent down. Let's get our bird army into position. All right, divide by 0. Back to hand. Environmental sciences. Island. Land. Foretell or hold open, stroke royal. If they play the binding, are we going to stroke it? No. So we'll just do this. The opponent plays the binding again and kills a bird. So be it. We'll just bounce the binding again, I guess. Maze Mine Tome. No land, open mana. That's weird. That's freaking weird. Attack. All runs Epiphany. With mana open. Okay. Negate it is. Felt like there was something amiss there. I probably should have sniffed that out. I thought they might just want to draw a card, but then they should have done it on their turn to hit their land drop. Cultivator, okay. Well, finally multiple choice hits something. We can't stop them from getting lands eventually. We have to give up that fight. They do have 3 blue sources. Okay. 3 blue sources does take them off the ability to cast Ultimatum on time. Multiple choice, now they can bounce the Valky, which is kind of nah. They are frustratingly slow. Like, why do they have a stop on my upkeep right now? Makes no sense. That's a good draw. We take those. Or do we not take this? Because if we get the multiple choice 4/4, we're in a much better position. Like, our extra turn just has a lot more oomph to it. Ugin? Hello. They know about Disdainful Stroke now. I'm curious if they try to make a play that plays around it. Or if they try to run something into it. Like, if they go for binding here, do we fight that fight? And then hope to cast Epiphany and find a way to win? Remember, they still need 8 mana to cast Ultimatum because they have 3 blue. I mean, okay. Got me there. Valky returns, no big deal. Now, how many negates do you play? Hello? All right, draw land. Nice. It's even a good one. So now we can cast Epiphany and have Stroke available. If they do have another negate. Now, we could bounce the Valky. If we bounce the Valky, we can get in with the Barons next turn. That's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can get it to 10. If the opponent's at 2, the Ugin can just be lethal. Now, eventually they'll gain life here with this Tome. Maybe bouncing the Tome is the play. What are we on, 9? Yeah, we're on 9. If we draw a land, we can play the Ugin and have the Stroke. I think we just hold. Because we might need to bounce this Tome. Scatter. That's good against the Yorion. Do we bounce a Tome to try to keep them from having time? I think so. Land hit. It's very close to just being lethal. We still need to find another point somehow. Ugin going face. Maybe the Barons getting in there. But I think the opponent knows they have to hold something open to block the Barons, but we'll see. If they have to chump block, I guess that's not terrible. But we can't do Ugin and Barons. Binding for 1 bird? Sure. They're trying to set up a good Yorion, I suppose, but we've got the Essence Scatter for that. And we didn't find the extra point anyway, so we need multiple turns no matter what. Tome returns. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Do they have an Eliminate that they want to play? They left themselves dead on board, I think. So they must have something, right? It must be a trap. Into the Royal. Don't we have to go for it? Make them have it? I think so. If they do, nothing really changes. We just counter whatever they were going to do next turn. Oh wait, it requires 2 more mana, doesn't it? If they use this Tome, though, if they draw with this Tome, we know the coast is clear. Ooh, they even flickered it. Did you see that? I don't think we can go for this. I think with our hand, we just let them go to 1, and then the Dragon is lethal, the Barons is lethal if the board is swept. I think we have to do that. If they just have the Eliminate, and then we're tapped out, they can definitely come back. Now they have to jump through all these hoops. What if Yorion just resolves? I think they still just die to the birds. They also can die to Ugin. Draw. One, some cute little birds trying to bring down the mighty Yorion. All right, here we go. It's on. Essence Scatter. If they have Negate, we have Disdainful Stroke. Got him. Got him, got him, got him. All right, Big Blue, let's go. We're on the play. We've got an interesting hand full of bounce spells and our powerful cards. We need to draw a few ramp effects, but we can probably hit our land drops between Divide by Zero into the Royal, etc., etc. 2 straight Ugins. No, thank you. No, I have enough now. Please don't draw the 3rd Ugin. Come on, Shuffler. Don't do me that way. That's a couple of colors. Cycling. Ah, you had such potential, then you turned out to be lame. All right, go. Get out. Out, I say. Let's go ahead and grab Teachings. Because I don't think they're going to get their hand size down. Teachings should find another land, might even find 2. You had potential. You could have been a contender. Let's see if you drew a natural 3 lands in your, like, 18 land deck. Without cycling a thing. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I get so jealous. I feel like... I don't feel like I get that pleasure. But maybe I'm wrong. It's probably a lot of bias involved, right? That's the way human brain works. But we're on the move. We are on the move for sure. We'll keep slowing them down. Okay, they got down to 5 cards. Can we get below 5? Yes, we can. But we can also just divide. Let's see, is making them play the blue and the red better? I think so, but this prevents some damage, so we'll go like this. And we'll grab Sciences, and we'll just Sciences now. So that we have our next land for sure, so we get to Epiphany. Because we gotta keep this train moving straight to Ugin, baby. We can't slow down. There's no slowing down. And we've done a pretty good job holding our own. Okay, they missed a land. Epiphany. Off the top, is it a land? It is. Epiphany. Ooh, we trading. Off the top. Ugin, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I cycle for 1. Was that worth holding that priority? I mean, it's technically right. I get it, but come on. Did you get a lot of pleasure from that cycle? All right, one of their 2 draws was a land. They missed the last land drop. They play another alliance. You're just gonna make me minus this again, aren't you? Of course, if they only have 1 Fae, I can just I can try bolting it. See if we draw something playable here. That is playable. That is playable. Let's just head upstairs. Divide by 0. Target your improbable alliance. They're gonna cycle now. Let's go get... We have 6 mana. Let's grab the Sciences. Hit our land drop. Now they have more than 4 cards, so I get a bunch of cards here. 4 cards more than me, I should say. We can attack If they don't block, we can minus for 0 and just sweep the creatures. They take it. We can also just bolt the face and try to clock them. I think the 0 is right, though. Just manage them. Don't let them get there. Because with time, we can play the Typhoon, start cranking out sharks, go bigger, stronger. No cycle there, so they're holding open the flare. Do you think they have basics in their deck? I'm not convinced that they do. Shark Typhoon. Say hello to my little friend. I guess we might use all this mana, so I shouldn't Field of Ruin too preemptively. No use of the Alliance. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, that's where the journey ends. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and this is a fun deck that is really good in a slower meta, one that would feature multiple mid-range and control decks. In the aggro meta, it's very difficult to beat the aggro decks at a decent percentage. It's much more likely that you fall below 50% in matchups, key matchups, against mono white, mono red, and Boros Winota, because it's really hard to ask this deck to hit all its land drops and ramp and take over those games. When you do, it feels amazing. When you don't, it is a struggle. So I don't recommend it for ladder unless you particularly love the archetype and love playing something like this. And I do recommend it if you like to beat Emergent Ultimatum. The deck is very efficient at doing that thing. So proceed with caution. Probably more of a play queue deck. I wouldn't put it in a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 status. It's definitely a meta call for a slower meta that doesn't exist in best of 1. In best of 3, Spell Satchel actually is a pretty reliable ramp spell. The deck in general can be kind of maneuvered to have more interaction against the slower decks, and best of 3 tends to feature a lot more slower decks. So can this deck beat Rogues? We can have a lot of Glimpse of Freedoms. We can have a lot of mystical disputes. Rogues doesn't like a resolved Ugin. They really hate a resolved Shark Typhoon. I wouldn't be surprised if this would have good matchups in best of 3 against both Rogues and against the Sultai Ultimatum deck with enough tuning. That might be too much wishful thinking, and you probably need to cut multiple choice, because while it's an interesting card, I wouldn't want to play a 5-mana sorcery in this meta in almost any spot. So there's some tuning to be done in best of 3. Maybe you will be the person to figure it out. Another big thank you to today's video dedication, Delaney Manders, for signing up. If you want to check out the express trip to the top of the queue and a video dedicated to your honor with a cosmetic purchase to commemorate it, please check out the Patreon. And to everybody who watches the show, thank you very, very much. If you can't afford to support me, that is okay. Please do not support me if you don't think you can afford it. And watching the videos does support the video. If you stayed till the end, if you watched to this point, if you are hearing the sound of my voice, you are already doing a ton to support the channel. So leave me a comment. Let me know you stayed till the end. Because you, yes you, you're cool.